Okay, welcome. February 24th. Just for today, I am Heavy Brown. Just so everyone knows, I'm reading my Just for Today off the NA app. There's an app on your phone you can get, and it has a meeting finder and all the Just for Todays in it. So if you need any help, you should start by downloading that app. February 24th, 2019. A new influence. In early life, most of us are capable of joy and wonder, of giving and receiving unconditional love. When we start using, we introduced an influence into our lives that slowly drove us away from those things. The further we were pushed down the path of addiction, the further we withdrew from joy, wonder, and love. That journey was not taken overnight. But however long it took, we arrived at the doors of NA with more than just a drug problem. The influence of addiction had warped our whole pattern of living beyond recognition. The 12 steps work miracles. It's true, but not many of them are worked overnight. Our disease slowly influenced our spiritual developments for the worse. Recovery introduces a new influence to our lives, a source of fellowship and spiritual strength, slowly impelling us into a new, healthy pattern of living. This change, of course, doesn't just happen, but if we cooperate with the new influence NA has brought into our lives, over time we will experience the personality change we call recovery. The 12 Steps provides us with a program for the kind of cooperation required to restore joy, wonder, and love into our lives. Just for today, I will cooperate with the new influence of fellowship and spiritual strength NA has introduced to my life. I will work the next step in my program. A new influence. Of joy, wonder, and love. Yeah, a new influence. When I came to the doors for the first time, I had zero joy in my life. I was a person who chased immediate gratification around like an animal. I was pretty much an animal in human form. In everything I did, eating, sex, drug use. I was reduced to just, what you think an animal would do out there. That's what I was. And there wasn't any joy or happiness. There was just pain and numbing that pain away by whatever means I could do. And usually that was drugs. Sometimes it took other forms as well. So when you first start to get clean, you have so many different feelings. And these feelings are really hard to deal with because usually for years you haven't felt these feelings. You've numbed them away. They're gone. These feelings are new to you. You're not used to them. They make you uncomfortable. They make you scared, and they might make you want to turn back to your old ways of drug use. Joy, even joy, it does. Like if you get too low in the program, you're at a risk of relapse. But also if you get too high, if you're feeling too good, it can make you think that, oh man, I feel so good, I just want to take it to the next level. And if you're not an addict, you might not understand that. But if you can if you are an addict, you probably likely understand that. And if you can sympathize with that, then yeah, you can kind of understand and grasp what it's like. Because you're just as dangerous being at the top of the roller coaster than when you're at the bottom of the roller coaster. You want to stay steady in recovery. Not too low, not too high. So yeah, joy and happiness and a new influence in our lives. The thing with stopping is once you've stopped, you don't know what to do with yourself. You're just sitting there like, well, okay, I'm used to certain patterns of behavior. I'm used to, we're creatures of habit. You're just used to using drugs. You're used to being a mess. You're used to just making terrible decisions. And it's hard not to do that. It's hard not to fall back into those patterns, especially if you've built them into yourself for years and years and years and years. And your physical dependency is all that your body and your brain wants. And happiness and joy, I guess, are these two things that you don't trust. I don't trust joy in my life anymore. It's almost like it's like when you see someone that's happy, but you don't like them. You're like, oh, why are they happy? It's like, oh, why is this joy here? It's like, is this joy trying to use me for something? Or it doesn't seem genuine. You lose your ability to appreciate little amounts of joy. Just super sad, It's super upsetting that this is the situation for people in recovery. But that's also why it's such a hard disease to beat. And you can't beat it, really. You can, at most, keep it at bay for years and years and years, and hopefully until death do you part. But for true addicts, we're married to our addiction for life. And it takes a lifetime of work to stay clean. Which is scary when you think of it in a whole lifetime of work situation. But you need to take it day by day. Just recommit every day. Don't worry about tomorrow. Worry about today. And, once you get a bunch of todays, things will start to get better. You'll be able to start appreciating little bits of joy. You'll be able to maybe seek a path that has maybe a bit of happiness on it. You'll make some friends, maybe in the program, maybe outside, that you can maybe trust to tell a couple things to. And you'll string together some clean time. And start making good choices. And the thing with making those good choices of not to use and not to go back to your old habits is it's not fun. It's not enjoyable. It's not. Like when you make the choice to, when you're having these thoughts of going out and using again, and that point of fuck it and throwing it all away, it's not fun to fight that and then not use. You're supposed to surrender. But maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I find myself fighting my addiction. I've always kind of been a fighter or a wrestler. So yeah, maybe that's just something I need to do to surrender a bit more and let God's will take over. But yeah, happiness, and joy, just being able to feel emotion takes so long. When I first got into an NA meeting, I just cried. I just cried for a long time. I was supposed to share, and I probably just cried for 5 minutes. And that's just because I had a lot of time just not knowing what emotions were. So all these emotions just kept building up inside of me and inside of me and inside of me, and they just needed something to release. And I remember during my active addiction, there was like 2 random times where I wasn't even sad. I just like cried for like 10 minutes at insane times. One time I was alone out falling in the woods. So, and it had nothing to do with the situation I was in. I wasn't sad at the time, but really, it was just like my emotions just got to a boiling point and had to get out, so I just started crying. It's weird. So, once you get clean, you have to relearn how to experience emotions. You pretty much have to relearn almost everything. But don't think of it holistically like that. It's on a daily basis. And just concentrate on today, learn to appreciate one little thing today. Or like take a first step in learning to appreciate one little thing. There's no step too small that's in the right direction. So, yeah, that's your gist for today. And I wish you all a great day today and a happy 24. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Heavy Brown, out.